Here's something to take your mind off the dreary weather this week. How about we fast forward to summer for a moment? The Tourism Bureau on Mackinac Island says now is a great time to start planning your trip to the island. This year, you can also expect some extra excitement surrounding America's 250th birthday. I chatted this afternoon with the Bureau's managing director. Take a listen.
Mackinac Island is one of those places that is so hard to explain unless you've been there, right? So we're probably best known for having no vehicles. So on the island, we get around by walking, biking, or horse-drawn carriages. We're right just east of the Mackinac Bridge, so between the lower and upper peninsula. And yeah, we're a small island, just 8.2 miles around, surrounded by nature and beauty, 84% state park, so very well preserved. Very historic and yeah, a special place for Michigan and Michiganders.
As far as thinking about, booking a trip there now, what's your advice there for families? Why is sooner the better, a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. We only have a finite place, finite number of places to stay, right? So we are an island. And I don't know that people realize how busy it does get. So what folks can do for planning now is to start now. We just celebrated National Plan for Vacation Day, where we encourage folks to actually plan out their vacations, get some dates on the calendar. We'd love if they came up to Mackinac Island, but really using our website as a resource, mackinacisland.org. On there, we have blog posts, we have tips and tricks, and we have all the places to stay, all the places to eat, and all the shops on the island. If folks are looking for kind of the inside scoop, a lot of people want a little bit more budget-friendly places. Those would be kind of your shoulder season dates. So we are a May through October destination. So maybe a little bit more affordable in May and also in October. Also during the week, if you can kind of avoid those weekends, those are going to be your slower days. But starting to plan now is a good idea. Of course, you can take that spontaneous trip and have a wonderful time. But, Mackinac Island is best experienced overnight when you can spend a night or 2 nights on there and just slow down, relax, and take in all the beauty and the pace of the island.
Mackinac Island in and of itself has a lot of history that you can explore when you're there. How are you guys kind of comboing, this big national, I don't know, milestone, I guess is the word, with what you guys have to offer on the island? What's happening there?
Yeah, well, Mackinac Island is historical on its own. There's so much history with it. And, even the more I'm here, the more I learn, it's just so much fun to be a part of and a place that so many people have loved for generations, really. For the 250th celebration of, the Declaration of Independence and this, national celebration, really. We're also celebrating on Mackinac Island. So the Mackinac State Historic Parks are doing some special programming. That's the state park on the island. Again, 84% state park. So they have some neat things going on through events up at Fort Mackinac. They're doing some specialty walks. They're doing some specialty tours that they haven't done before. So they have a whole slate of programs on their website. We also just did a blog post on our website as well. So the state park and Fort Mackinac are really kind of gearing up for it. We are as well. We celebrate on the 4th of July. We have the annual stone skipping competition. It's the oldest stone skipping competition in the US. So we'll be going big for that, as well as 2 firework displays in the evening. They're out on barges, out on the water, and it's a really fun event and a great day to celebrate. So a little bit of a whole season of celebrations, as well as the 4th of July will be going big.
As far as some of those tips and tricks for folks to at least be thinking about, can you throw a couple of those out there on just like things to know? Because it's such a unique and cool place, but things operate a little bit differently.
Yeah, I think one thing for sure is just the amount of time it takes with everything on the island. So if you think on the mainland, you drive your car, pull up, take your luggage in, and that's the end of it. Ours is a little bit more complicated, but it doesn't have to be. I think if folks just give themselves enough time, again, we talked about, spending multiple nights, even for looking at the very beginning, getting on the ferry, and with parking. So finding that parking spot, finding the ferry, getting your tickets, getting in line. It does take a little bit of time just because of the travel aspect. And so really kind of just allowing yourself, the amount of time that you need to accomplish everything that you want to. The last thing you want to do on Mackinac Island is be rushed. People have come here for generations, for years and years because of the pace, because it's slow, because now it didn't used to be this way, when they first banned cars, but now it's because there are no vehicles. So you might have to walk to where you're going, or you have to bike to supper, or wherever you may be, it just takes a little bit longer to get there. And I think there's really something that people enjoy about that. You know, it's so
Yeah.
different, but it's also so special. We don't get that naturally. So yeah, just allowing yourself time and then, looking at schedules. So there are, the ferry runs, a certain hours during the day as well as has its own schedule. The fort is open during certain hours during the season. So sometimes people come early in the season and expect to have everything open from,
Oh.
early in the morning to late at night. And really, a lot of these places will maybe close at 5 or a little bit earlier. In peak season, they stay open a little bit later. So really just checking those schedules as well.